Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, very well.
Yeah, can you speak up a little?
Um, is it
Is
okay?
it okay? Okay. Okay. Let me work on this, Olu.
Is it okay now?
Is it okay
Is it
now?
okay now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, it's okay
Yeah.
now. Yeah, okay.
Can you see me?
All right, perfect, perfect. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So are we good?
Yeah, we're good to go.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I'm
Yeah.
excited to have you on the show this afternoon.
Same here.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is Corner Chat with Babalogy. It's always an interview session where we discuss with industry experts on varying issues ranging from a business to career and to relationship. A time where we get to learn from their life experiences, from how they started to where they are today, challenges they have faced, and how they've been able to bounce back from those challenges. I have no doubt in my mind you are going to be inspired, you are going to be motivated, and you are definitely going to be educated this very afternoon. I have with me on the show this very afternoon. If you're online, you can see him, young, agile, handsome, gentle, young man, a PhD. I'm just excited. I don't know why. All right, I have with me this very afternoon a young man who had his BSc in quantity surveying and his MSc in international business and a first class international business and his PhD in international trade. It's no other person. And before I forget, he is the director P&P Collections, a company that deals with the massive sales of female bags. Join me this very afternoon as I welcome to the show Dr. Edo Okaro. Doctor, you're welcome on the show, man.
It's a pleasure to have me on this show. My corner chat
Yeah,
boss, Babalogy himself.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm very pleased to be here, and I like the name Babalogy because when
Yeah.
you hear something that ends with logy, it has to do with lots of research and intellectual arts inside.
Man.
So, so when you hear biology, geography,
Avi.
philosophy, everything that ends with G always go well. So,
Biology.
yeah. Good afternoon, everyone, and I'm biology as well. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Caro. You can also call
Yeah.
me Laka. Laka is a short form of Lacazette. Of course, you can see from my back screen, you can see Arsenal first 11 down there. So if you are a Man U or Chelsea, Barca, Madrid fan, we are one family as long as sport is concerned and life generally. So it's nice to be live on this corner chat with Babalogy. Yeah, I think it's a privilege for me because it's an opportunity for me to give out what I have and to dish it out for people to, it's more like when you go to a buffet, you dish for your own self. So I'm going to bring out what I have. When you come through, it's for you to just click and get whichever one you feel like is okay for you. But everything is going to be perfect by the grace of God.
That's Dr. Okaro speaking. May I
Yeah.
remind you that if you are new on the show, kindly click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you will be notified whenever we post other amazing videos. Do well to like and leave your comment section below. And if you are new on the show, kindly
Hello.
leave your comment. If you have to assure you are going to have them. All right. I think there was a
Yeah.
little hitch in the network. Dr. Caro,
Okay. Yeah.
can you hear
Yeah.
me?
Yeah. I can hear you very well.
All right. I want to go straight to my question. All right.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
when when I was trying to advertise this program, I told
Yeah.
them, I said a third class in
Yeah.
BSc, first class in MSc, and now a PhD holder. The correlation is not too understandable. So I want to ask, what really happened? What really happened along the line during the BSc session before you went and blasted the first class in MSc? And we want to know what is the
Okay.
linking line.
Okay. Yeah. By the special grace of God, before I start anything, I always bring God first because one with God is always majority.
Yeah, I can agree with
Yeah.
that.
So when you have God first, it's a win-win for you.
Mm. When you have God first, it's a win-win.
It's a win-win for you. So, and I used to tell people that no matter how hard you will try, if you don't work, there's no
Mm.
room for success.
Wow. Okay.
So, so the only place success came before work is in the dictionary because S
Mm-hmm.
came before W, but you can't
Mm-hmm.
work without achieving success. So you have to work first before success. So only place he was fortunate for success to just come before work was really in the dictionary.
Mm.
So everything
Mm.
started with hard work. But before hard work,
Okay.
you must lay a foundation because any house built without a solid foundation, you know what will happen?
Mm.
There will be a collapse, right?
Definitely. Mm-hmm.
So this foundation we're talking about was originally built by our parents.
Okay.
Though we might not be fortunate at first, but knowing from where
Mm-hmm.
you come from, knowing vividly well where you come from, let me use let me borrow this pigeon word like my friend used to say, you know how house be.
Okay.
You know
Yeah.
how
Sure.
house be. So you know how where you come from, you know if your family are wealthy, they are rich, they are well doing, you understand? So when you know
Mm-hmm.
how where you come from, you know how it is, you have to put in more efforts, no matter the condition, no matter the situation, being fortunate, unfortunate, however you find yourself. So it has to do with knowing your background,
Mm.
knowing where you come from. So our parents, we are fortunate, our parents gave birth to us, and some of us were struggling growing up. Like for me, it wasn't easy because I lost my dad when I was in primary two.
Mm.
So it was a tough
And that.
journey, and we're a family of eight.
Wow.
So, and my mom was just a poor teacher.
Mm.
So, whatever you are seeing today is not just It didn't happen in a twinkle of an eye. We all worked for it. Family, sibling comes together. No, nothing like uncles, aunties that say, "Oh, I'm going to do this or I'm doing this for you." You have to work for it. They owe you nothing, right? So I started that way. Fortunately for me, I was catching up. Being a son of a teacher is a challenge for you to do well in your class in the primary days. So it was opportunity for me to cope. Try to do, but I wasn't really doing well. But at the time, I think from primary two, I can remember from primary two, I started taking like third, second, third, second, third, second. So I never took first, to be honest, in primary school. I never took first. So there's always one of my friend I really appreciate. Like he was my motivator. We were very good friends. His name is Kingsley, Melekwe Kingsley. He's a genius. So he's always there, number one, number one is always there. So I think the only place I passed him was in primary six, second term. But no, first term, I know very well that I don't watch it. Yeah, I don't like I was like, how did it happen? But maybe it was my hard work. So that was the first time I knew what effort is. Then after my primary school, I went to in my community where I grew up. I went to a boys' school. There was girls' school, miss school, so I went to a boys' school. So getting there I was fortunate. Like I was doing well. I was the class prefect to what is it called JS2. Then I found out that there was no seriousness. I would have like 50. I have like I think then they used to say percent or something average score. But I'm the first person's mark in my school, boys' school. Then I took first, but getting to my friend's school, Kingsley, like my scores, person that will have the same average score will be like 20 score, like position number 20. So it shows that there was no effort in my school. I told my mom I had to change. I went back to mid school. There was competition there. Fortunately for me that was taking first, I took third. So I knew that, this is a big challenge for me. And back then it wasn't easy, but by the grace of God, I was able to come out with a good grade in my secondary school. My secondary school. So after my secondary experience, I went to I really want to diversify. I said diversifying when I was coming up. So you could remember all my friends were in mid school. I went to boys' school. And the boys' school was really far from me. I have to drive my bicycle from it's more like an hour journey. So, but in my boys' in the mid school close to me, I could trek to school.
Okay.
So I started diversifying when I was young. So I went there. My elder brother, may he so rest in peace. He died 2003 when he was in ASUT, industrial maths and statistics. Yeah, just brief illness. He was in final year, so he was in ASUT. So we could remember then when other people are going for strikes, they don't go. So it was a good thing for my mom. Like, I don't want my children to be home all the time. So his roommate then purchased the form for me, and that was in 2006. Sorry, 2006 December or so. Then in 2007, I gained admission to do pre-science. I had experience in pre-science. It was also good for me because I had new courses to, do in the likes of technical drawing. That we did by session and all that. Yeah. So that was my first time of traveling to the East. From
Okay.
that moment, my life changed because Enugu is a very good place. It changed my mentality, far from home, trying to cope. Then things were very okay. When I'm going back to school, they will give me like 8K. If I'm coming back, I'll still have more change. Like, you go back to school, you're coming back home after holidays, you still have money. You can't even finish 8K. It's a big
Mm.
money because nothing,
Those.
we don't use the money for anything.
Mm.
Buy your fish 50 naira. It's a journey. So after that, so the reason why I'm giving this story is for you to have a clue, a clue of how this journey started.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no way you mention a successful man without talking
The story.
about the little beginning. The matters is going to
Yeah.
encourage people. People will
Mm-hmm.
see you today wearing clothes, they'll think it happened in a twinkle of an eye. Never.
Yeah.
Except,
Mm-hmm.
except it just happened in rare occasions. But if you don't work hard to protect that little thing that you've been given by your parents, you're still going to lose it
Definitely.
because they heard theirs very well. That's why they were able to give you some part. So it's an inheritance. You pass it.
Mm.
So after I in my suit, I really wanted to do electrical stroke electronics engineering. That was my dream.
Okay. Yeah.
That was what I wanted to become because then I could remember when things spoil, maybe radio, I fix it myself. So I know I had interaction with my late brother then. Told him this is he knows okay, what can I say? He can do this because you have the talent. It's okay, I'm gonna do it. But when the admission came, by the grace of God, I made the pre-science. When the admission came, um sorry, I wrote jump in Unizik and also in U Anambra State University. So
Okay.
that of Unizik, I failed.
Okay.
So I didn't make it. So for
Okay.
in Anambra State too, I failed. I didn't make it.
Okay.
So I was really, I felt bad, but failure is an opportunity for you to work hard.
Exactly.
So when I failed, it made me start working hard, start reading, studying, and all that. So I gained admission into ACIT. ACIT.
Okay.
Fortunately, I was admitted into quantity surveying.
Mm.
So in my first year, because that wasn't really my what is it called my dream, so I wasn't too serious. So in my
Mm.
first year, the courses, you see like ED, because that wasn't what I dreamed for. Well, I
Mm.
was only doing it to please my people, my parents, and my siblings.
Mm. Yeah.
So as God may have it, um, it was still coming, but in second year, I had appendix surgery. So I stayed at home for a couple of months without being in school.
Mm.
So in my first year, there in a suit, you write exam first semester this week. Maybe 2 weeks later, you have to write second semester because they will lecture you everything. When they finish first semester lecture, you give you like 2 weeks or 3 weeks break. Then they continue second semester lecture. Then after that,
Yeah.
you write the exam. Then when you write the exam, after 2 weeks, you continue second semester exam. So after the whole lecture, I had surgery. I went home because I used to play ball. So each time I'm playing, I'll just have this sharp pain on me. If I'm climbing the staircase, the hill in my school, I'll have this pain. So I went home. They discovered I had a family friend that was a nurse. She's late now. Rest in peace, Mrs. Oginika. So she
Mm.
she just came to our house that morning and said, "Oh, this is appendix." I was rushed to the hospital. God so kind. I had the surgery and I became okay, but I was out of school during the whole exam, first and semester. I didn't write it in second year. So few people knew, but not everyone knew about it. So, not writing your first and second semester exam in a session like in second year, the grade is going to drop.
Drastically.
The grade is going to drop. So the grade did. Then in my third year, I tried, started coming up. So I had most of my carryovers so I started writing the carryovers from third year. And I started having some, Then in my final year, I think I managed to fail one course. Yeah. Because, when you're talking about this story, you have to say everything because it's going to encourage people.
You're right.
It's going to encourage people.
You're right.
So I feel that because the quantity surveying is a professional course. So it has to do with a lot of effort studying, and as God can have it, I had a very good classmates during my time in quantity surveying, the likes of Babalola, Godwin Anthony. That guy really helped me in building my drawing skills. Godwin Anthony, Tizil. I used to sleep in his house. We studied together because we stayed in the same lodge in Prescience. The likes of Akbos, we stayed in the same house.
All right, Dr. Karen. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that that was an interesting story, right?
Yeah.
Now, like you rightly said, before you look at somebody and you begin to dream to have the kind of success they have, you must be willing to share their story.
Exactly.
Now, this is indeed an inspiring story. You lost your dad when you were 2.
Yeah.
And some years later, you lost your elder brother. Yeah. Wow. That is heavy. And you have to go for surgery on appendicitis. And man, that was heavy. I must tell you. That was heavy. Now it's clear. It's basically clear how you came up with the third class in your BSc. It's basically clear. Basically, because coming up your secondary school and your late primary school, you showed brightness. But when you came into the university, it was a change of story. Little wonder you came up with the third class. Now, I want to go to my next question. Master's degree, you came up with the first class. We want to hear that story. Before we start, okay, before I even ask that question, I want to ask you. Now there are so many people like that. You came up with the first class, but you didn't just stay there. You didn't just begin to lament and begin to cry over your coming out with the first class. What will be your advice to people in that category today? Before I go to your master's degree.
Now, first of all, you don't have to settle for less. Third class is a less, basically looking at it, but you don't have to settle for it. The day I got inspired to further my education was when a friend of mine was advising me to do a PGD in ESUT.
Okay.
And I told him that schooling in Nigeria is not easy. And schooling abroad is not easier. Not easy, not easier, right?
Yeah. It's not easy at all. In Nigeria, it's not easy. That place is not easy at all.
Yeah. So, but if I want to further my education, that it has to be abroad. That was fate. I never planned it. I said that was just fate. Like I positively spoke that and I keyed into it.
Not because you had the money anywhere.
Yeah. I say if I want to further my education, it has to be abroad.
Okay, let's come straight to that furthering of education. Let's go straight to it. How did it come about?
How did
Let's go straight
Also,
to that, the furthering of education.
the funding.
Furthering of your
Okay.
education that I talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And fortunately, by the grace of God, my elder brother was really okay, and he asked me, "What do you want to do?"
Okay.
Um, by then, I remember I said I don't need to settle for less, so I have to just chip in a little thing. While I was waiting for my service, I learned how to work on phone repairs, so I didn't settle for less. I
Okay.
I didn't stay idle. So one thing is, if
Okay.
you must grow, you have to keep working.
Mm.
So I started working phone. Then that was where the dream came. So someone came to my shop and we had that interaction. So then, how did I start this journey? I
Mm-hmm.
started it in a way that when my brother said, "Okay, what do you want to do?" I told him, "Okay." He said, "I have two options for you. If you want to travel out," I told him I want to travel out and I want to further my education. Say, "Okay, you have to look
Okay.
for it. If it doesn't work for you, I will settle you with a sum of money to start your life. The ball is in your court.
Okay.
Look for it."
Okay.
So, but something happened.
Mm.
What happened was I never knew where I was going to be honest.
Okay.
But when you have a dream, God's always coming when you have God. One with God is
Mm.
always priority. So I was always praying, how will it happen? So I think I
Mm.
was just in a bus where I met somebody who helped me to purchase the form.
You were just in a bus.
In a bus, traveling to
Did you?
from from Abuja to Delta. Then I just heard the
Okay.
guy making the call. I said, "Okay, yeah." So I would like to travel out. He said, "Okay, his brother is in China." I said, "Really? Okay.
Okay.
I would like to have a conversation with your brother." So we just had a conversation. Told him this. I said, "Okay." When he mentioned China, I became satisfied because I like diversifying.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to study something different. I wanted to start a fresh life.
Okay.
And basically, in my hood, let me use hood in my vicinity, people travel, could be US, UK, Europe, but nobody goes to China. And in my entire family, I don't think, from my own observation, I don't think anyone has gone there. So I needed to, diversify, do something that people have not done by the special grace of God.
Mm.
Then when he came with the courses available, I told him, oh, he said international business. So I needed to go international. But I have no clue what. We just did few management courses, like the courses of ethics, business ethics,
Yeah.
and project
Mm.
management.
Mm.
So these few courses and economics. But that won't qualify you to have such good grade. So I just
Mm.
choose to. I could do environmental and whatever. I could do anything, but I just wanted to do something different to test my ability and see how hard I could work.
Mm.
So that was how I was able to secure that space. Then my journey in China, it was really so funny enough. After my first, I did language, 6 months language, so I could speak little Chinese.
Okay.
So, ni heng shuai. When I mean ni heng shuai, you are cute.
Okay. Wait, let me take you back a little. Let me take you back a little.
Yeah,
Now, this whole thing started. You were in the bus.
yeah,
You heard a phone conversation,
yeah,
and that was it.
yeah. Conversation changed the whole
Did you
story.
know? Did you know the person before then?
I never knew this guy from Adam.
You had it in mind
No, no,
that
no, no.
if oh, no, I'm coming. You had it in your mind that if you will study at all, you want to study abroad.
Exactly.
Even when you don't know, you just spoke it out.
Yeah,
And it came to pass.
exactly.
Man, that is faith at work.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That is at work. All right, go ahead. Go ahead. You said you had to learn Chinese when you got there.
Yeah, I did 6 months. So I gained admission to Chinese language. So I just did a 6 months program. It has to do with um, listening and speaking, writing, and communicating. So if you pass, it's 5 courses. If you pass it, you can get admission to whichever one, either BSc, Bachelor, or Masters, or PhD. But if
Okay.
you don't pass, you will not you will not secure your spot. So I was able to make the 5 courses Chinese language. I had the certificate. Then we were just 7 in numbers. Then 5 didn't make it. It's not easy though. Then 2 of us just
Mhm.
made it. So we gained admission to the next stage, which is a master's. Then in my first year, if your grade is good, you will not pay school fees. You get a scholarship.
If your grade is good,
Yeah, bro.
wow. Okay. Okay, I can hear you. I can hear you.
So I did well in my first year. I
Mhm.
got a scholarship.
Can I ask a question
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
before you continue? Your writings were they in English or in Chinese?
My studying was in English, but during the Chinese language, it
Oh.
was in Chinese. It was in Chinese language.
So
I was
you wrote an
studying in.
exam in Chinese language.
Yes, you speak. Speaking, you speak like oral English. You speak. Make
Wow,
sense.
that's amazing.
You speak it
Makes sense.
like
Then you can make sentences in Chinese.
yeah.
Where are you going?
Would you Benji my Bingo? I'm going to Beijing to buy iPhone.
All right, let's go. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. You were not doing Chinese language on the show. Let's go
Yeah.
ahead.
So after my first semester, that's first year because it's 2 years program for a masters. So after my first
Okay.
year, they have different 3 categories of the and the what's it called?
The exam.
The no no the uh, um so they have three
Is it defense?
categories. No the when as to get the scholarship.
Okay, okay, okay,
They have
okay,
category one, category two, category three. So category one is the highest. So
okay.
I think we're just few people. I can't really. So in the whole school, in the whole university, was just 50 people in all categories. So
Okay.
imagine in the whole place with 50,000 foreigners who have to get this scholarship. Sorry, 50
Yeah.
people, only 50 people. So the foreigners could be from any country except Chinese.
Okay.
So and we're much. So inside that 50, I think I was maybe first 10 or so.
Wow.
First 10,
Mm.
because first 10 you get the highest. So first 10 I got the
Yeah.
highest. So after paying my school fees and my rent, I made profit of almost 1 million naira again.
After paying your school fee,
Yeah, from the
and is it
scholarship.
after you after you got okay after the scholarship, right?
Yeah, the criteria is you have to pay your school fees first. It's part of the criteria.
Okay.
So you have to
Okay.
refund you money. So when they refunded me my money, my school fees and rent, I was still having like 1 million naira plus change.
in Nigerian naira.
Exactly. So
Oh,
the scholarship, I was able to pay my fees and made some money,
yeah.
So believe me, if you were to be in bachelor, if you get the
Yeah.
first one, the result is good. In your throughout 4 years, you never pay school fees and you'll be making money.
Wow. So is
Yeah,
that
it's
is that is that how it is that how it is in China generally, or just your school
any school, if you pass that exam, if
scholarship?
sorry, if your stuff is okay, if your results are okay, you attend class, forget it. You're not going to spend any money, your rent,
Wow,
everything. Then
that's beautiful.
there are some you get from home. You just be getting some stipends.
Mm.
They'll pay you every month, and they're paying your rent. So I was fortunate to be in that category, and Gossip Pine really made sense.
Mm.
Yeah. So after my masters,
Ah,
I gained admission to do my PhD in international trade.
mm.
And I was fortunate to meet people. Like I met people from different countries, US, Canada, Australia, you know.
Okay, Dr. Caro.
Yeah.
Uh, I want to deviate a little.
Yeah.
You are also the director of P&P Collection.
Yeah.
Let me just deviate a little. What is P&P Collection and how did it start?
Um for me, my life is always all about being positive.
Okay.
Being positive. My name is Okaro, and Okaro means in Igbo Chibuzo.
Okay.
And Chibuzo in English means God first. That's Okaro means God first.
Yeah.
So when I was in press science, I just realized that I have a native name. I don't have an English name. I think this thing happened when I was because I'm a deeper lifer. So this thing happened when I was in a retreat. So I gave
Okay.
myself the name Peculiar.
Okay. Okay.
So Peculiar means P and P.
Mm. Okay. 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 That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. So how did the collection, the P&P collection, how did it start?
You know, I went to a country where they have different collections.
Mm.
So I have to start collecting all those things and bring them to Nigeria. The collection is not just all about buying things in China alone. It also has to do
Mm.
with my BSc experience, quantity surveying, like building and all that. So I could help people to consult. I could give you an advice. I could help you to build if I'm available at that time. If I don't, I I have a team whom I also work with. So the collection has to
You
do
know,
with the collection has to do with
I'm going to
buying things in China and sending them to Nigeria for sales purpose and also helping people to buy goods.
oh, you also help people to buy goods.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, I was going to come to that point. Like now you've been to China and back. There might be some people here in Nigeria. Now currently you're in the UK.
yeah.
There might be some people here in Nigeria that might, or perhaps they've been trying to get that privilege, either to go study over there or the privilege and discourse on that.
Can you
I
come
want
again?
to ask.
It was breaking. It was breaking.
I said
Can
I
you
was
come?
okay. I said I was going to divert your attention a little so we can discuss on that.
Okay, okay,
Now
okay.
you went to school. You schooled in China.
Yeah,
You made a first class in your master's and now your
Yeah.
PhD. How do our youth today, or those that want that privilege, how can they get it? And basically, how do they get these visas to these foreign countries? I'll come to scholarship.
Yeah.
I'll come to scholarship because the way the situation is in the country, if anyone could get a scholarship to study abroad, it's a big something for them. So I'll
Yeah.
come
Yeah.
back to that. For the China, how do they get this visa and not fall into the wrong hands?
Okay. Mm. You know, I schooled in China, and different
Mm-hmm.
schools have agents who
Okay.
help them to bring in foreigners. It's more like these agents, they are in China, some are in
Yes.
Nigeria though. They are in China, they help people to secure admission in that school, and maybe the school gives them some percentage from their fees.
Mm-hmm.
Then, so if you want to come to China, these
Mm-hmm.
people are there. They just tell you how much you are going to pay for them to help you secure the admission. Remember, nothing is gotten free
Sure.
because you are going to get a knowledge, so you have to pay for it. And those
Mm.
people who are agents also pay for their license.
Mm.
So they are recognized. So they just what they do is just they help you secure the admission. So when you get the admission, their business ends. They
Okay.
send, send you the admission later. Then
Okay.
they also connect you to agents in Nigeria who help you to arrange your documents.
Mm.
And you just go for interview. Number one criteria is once you want to do maybe you want to do bachelor, your age limit should be at least more than 26 years. Definitely get a
You want to do
visa.
bachelor,
Yeah, bachelor. If you want to do bachelor degree.
BSc.
Yeah.
Here, 30 years is in bachelor. I mean,
So no, like you can, but you may end up not getting the visa.
okay,
In
okay,
order for you to get the visa, at least your age should be like no more than 26. You
okay,
get the visa as long as your documents are valid. For your
okay,
SSC, okay, bank statement, that's all. Then you just pay
okay,
the agent maybe in Abuja or Lagos because they have two places, Abuja and
mm,
Lagos. Just pay them, and those agents just put you through. You pay them little money. So these fees are not too much. It's very, very affordable. So what is there is just for you to pay your school fees when you get there, so you secure your stay. So the advice I would
mm,
give you shouldn't just embark on any journey, any country, be it China, any country in the whole world you want to study without preparing yourself, not making enough money. You just have to plan yourself. You have to inquire from people who have been there, not just one person, 5 different people give you a clue because you might be asking one person, the person will be lying to you because you want to get money from you to help you, come to that place. So ask 5 different people to have a clue so you won't fall in the wrong hand and you won't go to that place and be stranded. Miracle doesn't just
mm.
happen like that. There are unfortunate
Yeah.
people in China that are still expecting miracles, the Chinese. So you can't just come from another place and say your miracle will happen in China.
So the people in Chinese looking for miracle.
So God has not finished blessing those people. Then you want to come and take their blessing. You have to work for it.
Okay. Let's come from this perspective now.
Yeah,
We have Nigerians
yeah.
who they wish to study abroad, they don't have the means. I
Mm,
just scholarship means via which they can. If there are, kindly tell us so that those that may want to maybe apply for one or two scholarships, or if there are institutions or boards that run these things or sites they can visit so that way they can get these opportunities. Please, I would like you to help us with that.
Okay. The truth is that there are scholarships. Like I said earlier, I
Okay.
said they have students who does these things.
Yeah.
Genuine one. Are you getting it?
Okay.
Then there are other scholarship that has to do with countries. You see,
Okay.
countries eligible for such scholarship are they list them.
Okay.
Countries. So fortunately, your own country might be eligible.
All right. Let me cut you a little. Somebody just sent, yes, one of our listeners just sent a message. Said, God bless
Mm,
you, Dr. Okaro. Big time. Your
yeah,
stories are inspiring. And
yeah,
that's a great one, huh?
yeah. Thank you. Thank you. So now, if you want to really enjoy the scholarship, it's not
Mm,
something like I told you. You don't need to confirm from just one person. I'm giving an
mm.
instance. So because I have experience in China, so I'm using my Chinese experience
Experience.
to chip in something. So now the scholarship comes in. Oh, there's a scholarship available. By the time you ask, they will tell you the ones that are available and the criterions.
Okay.
So anytime you ask, they
Oh,
have two sessions. They have winter and summer session. Starts if you want to get a winter scholarship, you start applying from November, so you can meet up and go in March.
okay. Okay. Can you hear me?
Uh,
how, how do these guys know that this thing is even available before they can even think about applying? Do they put? Does it come online, or you need somebody to tell somebody? How do they know? How will they know?
Agents know, and secondly, research. You can
Okay.
then you can go on Google and say scholarship in China. You see lots.
Okay.
And when you see lots, click, you check the criterions.
Okay.
So when you look into it, the one problem that we normally face is impatient. We don't have this patience to take time and read through the whole processes, everything. But believe me, when you
Yeah.
read through, you can do it yourself.
Mm.
When you read through, you can do it yourself. One
Mm.
advantage with studying abroad is once you are in abroad, there's this spirit that comes in you that whatever you are doing, you do it alone. You don't need to stress people. If you want to apply for visa to travel to other countries, you are your own agent. You do it. You don't need anybody.
Wow. You don't have
So
to call somebody there. Please help me.
I've been to other countries from China, like I've been to countries from China, like just short holidays. I was my own agent and I got the visas.
That's
Been
amazing.
to
That's amazing.
Philippines, Thailand, Qatar, and other countries. I
Yeah.
was my I didn't pay anybody. So the money you pay most time to agents in Nigeria, you can pay it to yourself and get what you want if you are patient. But if you don't know, you must ask. So
Basically.
the 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 bills for ignorance is the money you give to the agent.
Mm. Mm.
Ignorance
Okay.
has a price to pay.
Mm. All right. I want to say basically whoever wants to get a scholarship maybe for a school in China because that is where you have very good information now.
Yeah,
They can go on Google, check for scholarships in China.
yeah.
You
Foreign
will see a couple. Choose any.
foreigner scholarship in China. Or
Come again.
scholarship for foreigners in China.
Okay, okay. For foreigners in China.
For foreigners to study in China.
In China. Okay. Okay. You get any whatever one you pick, you make sure you get the details of every one of them.
Yeah,
So and you said there are two. One is the winter and the other one is when?
summer. So the summer comes in
So,
from September. So if you want to go for September badge, you have to
yeah.
start applying, let's say, April.
April. Okay. The winter you can start now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Now, basically, if you're out there, you're listening to us, and you want to study in China like our guest, they are just giving us a hint. We have two periods, the winter and the summer. The winter you can start applying now. Just go
Okay.
on Google, search for scholarship for foreigners to study in China. To see a
Yeah.
whole lot, choose whatever you want and go through it bit by bit. And of course, we wish you the best of luck here on Corner Chat with Babalogy. Once again, I am on the show with Dr. Okaro. If you are new to this channel, kindly click the subscribe button and hit notification bell so you'll be notified whenever we post other amazing videos. Dr. Okaro,
Yeah.
before we let you go, I said I was
Mm.
going to leave it for a later time, but let's discuss it. Now you
Yeah.
bring goods from China. You bring goods
Yeah.
from China to sell in Nigeria. That is P&P collection. That's the P&P collection, the company you form. Now, if there are other marketers that wants to bring in their goods in China from China directly,
Mm.
can you just
Mm.
give us with short time we have briefly? How can they go about it without falling into the wrong hand?
If you want to bring in your goods in China, they have different categories.
Okay.
One, in Nigeria, everyone that wants to go into business would have this mentality that, oh, this person wants to eat my money, or I wouldn't want him to eat my money, I wouldn't want her to eat my money. So if
Okay.
you want to be in that category, it's not going to be easy for you because one, you have to make your payments.
Oh, beforehand.
Yeah, so how do you make the payment before they deliver your goods? You don't have a Chinese bank account.
Mm.
So you cannot pay from here to Nigeria because of you go to the bank, they tell you there is no dollar. Or if you go to black market and buy, the conditions they will give you when the person will get the goods. So you cannot trade in another man's country without having someone who will interfere for you.
Mm.
You can do it, but the risk is all yours. If you are doing with somebody the risk is between you and the person.
Mm.
You understand? So, reason
Yeah.
because even if you are doing it online, don't even know if the person you are calling is real.
Mm.
And even if the person is real in China, as long as he knows you are a Nigerian, he may end up, because you are not in China, he may end up just not delivering your goods, and you can't do anything. So,
That's
so
the
you have to,
fear. That's the fear. That's why I say without falling into the wrong hands. How do they do it?
contact someone who is into it, who buys. He will just tell you, okay, if the person if he can help you, we say I can help you. Then what they do is, like for me, some people ask me, but first of all, I just give you advice on how to go about it. One,
Mm-hmm.
you need you can't just maybe you want to buy this in China.
Okay.
What they do, they don't just buy one pieces and say they are sending. They have quantities they can buy and
Mm.
they can sell at. They can say from so
Mm.
pieces.
Mm.
You understand? So if you have the money, it's easier. But when you don't have it, you buy from people who have such quantities.
Mm.
So I would say you have to be capable first before you get to the level of importing.
Mm.
You can start from Lagos first or Onitsha.
Mm. We're talking about China.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. All
Yeah,
right. This is Corner Chat with Babalogy. I want to tell you, if you
yeah.
have an interest in importing goods from China, just reach out to Corner Chat with Babalogy. I will single-handedly link you up with Dr. Okaro. Safe. You will do your business safe and without the fear of being duped or the fear of not having your goods being delivered to you or the fear of falling into the wrong hands. If you have that idea, you want to go into Goose importation from China. I only know from China because he also knows from China.
Yeah.
Reach out to Corner Chat with Babalogy. You can see us on Facebook. On Facebook, you can also see our WhatsApp number. You can send us a DM, whichever way you want to. And you'll be linked with Dr. Caro and you will get maximum assistance. All right, Dr.
Yeah.
Caro,
Yeah.
let's get your parting words.
Okay.
Your parting words before before you go.
Okay. Um. Um.
Before you give us your parting words,
Okay.
I think there was an aspect you talked about when before you after you left school, you had to go and start learning how to repair phones,
Yeah.
and there was an aspect you had to do some job for free. Can
Yeah.
you can you just tell us quickly remind tell us so that before you give us your parting word? I think we, whoever is listening will really have to learn from that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, before while I was still working on my phone apprenticeship, which
Yeah.
I first of all, before you start anything, you have to end it well, no matter who you are dealing with. Before I started my phone
Mm,
apprenticeship, I started well with my boss in Enugu then,
okay.
and we are still in good terms. So we have started
Mm,
well. He started lecturing, teaching me for free. And the very first day
mm,
I came, he bought me breakfast, lunch, and dinner from the very day till the day I left. And he was giving me money on daily basis. One reason because I was doing it with my whole heart. I was in possession
mm,
of holding money, but money was not missing. Instead, money was increasing more because
mm,
when student comes, they know you, they patronize more. So I was more like a brother, and I was doing it
mm,
really. So he was giving me money on daily basis, feeding me
mm,
breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
mm,
So that's, then another thing is when I was doing my building stuff, the first building I built, I helped someone to build a bungalow. What I told the person, let me just do it for free for you. I know if
mm,
I do it, when people see my post, they will include me, they will contact me to work for them.
mm.
You
Yeah.
know how much I got? I was paid just 10,000 naira, and that changed my story.
Mm,
After the whole thing, they just say, okay, take 10K. I told the person, for buying materials, I don't want to handle. In fact, your parents should do it. Let me just come to the site, tell them what to do. All I
wow.
need, yeah. So I had nothing to do
So,
with payments. I had nothing to do with handling any money. Believe me, after I did that, that person linked me to his roommate because the person was abroad, and I handled
mm,
his building
wow. So you have to go and work for free.
free.
Wow. Wow. So right, I think that's a lesson for our young ones today that are coming out of school. If it would take you to go and work for somebody for
Free.
free, I'll beg of you, please do it. Give your best because somebody else might just be watching. Our guest on the show had to build the house for someone for free, and before
Mm.
you know, he had to link him up with someone else and linking up with another person, and that is how he got the favor. Who would say he got from God? Dr. Caro,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad to have you on the show this very evening. All right,
Yeah.
no further questions. Give us your parting words. You give us the parting words.
Um, for me, anyone that is still coming up, you have a lot to do. Sacrifice.
Mm,
Sacrifice matters. It doesn't cost
mm,
a thing. And secondly,
mm,
patience is a virtue. patient is a virtue. And thirdly, there is no way you will be successful without working hard. You have to work for it. You have to earn it. It will cost you a lot, but it will profit you more. So for you to get there, you have to pay sacrifice. Sacrifice that you tolerance. You have to tolerate people. People will touch your toes, step on your toes. Remove pride because pride can bring down a man. People will step on your toes. You have to tolerate. You have to sacrifice everything you have. Sacrificial. Being sacrificial is all about tolerance too and patience. You don't need to think about fast lane. Oh, how is it going to work for me? I'm aging. His time is not on my side. How am I going to make it? No, that you are there is a sign that you will get there. So you have to sacrifice, be patient, tolerate people, and do not take what does not belongs to you wherever you find yourself. Because it will speak for you. There is recommendation. What if, even when you are looking for admission, there will be a recommendation later. So
Ladies and gentlemen,
sacrifice, tolerance, patience, and effort. Work hard. You will definitely get there.
This is corner chat with Babalogy. And Dr. Carrion give us his part. Okay.
Lastly, no matter what you do, no matter how you are earning, no matter what you do, no matter how much you are making, when you are privileged to help people, just do it. It's going to pay you not from that person, but some other time. Because the question is within yourself, how many people have you helped? Not just helping people and boast about it. Let it speak for you. If you are in this position and you can't boast of people you've helped, especially when you are in distress, who do you call? It's just easy for you to keep disturbing God every night. God is busy blessing other people. Allow that man to rest. So you just have to help people, no matter what it is. Help. It will go a long way for you because whatever you sow, so shall you reap.
Is going to reap.
So that is what
Dr. Carol.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on our show this very evening.
Yeah.
You really left us so much to think about in your parting word. You must be patient. You must be willing to sacrifice. You must put away pride. Don't take whatever does not belong to you. And no matter how much you have and how plenty you think you have, help people. And no matter how little you have, help people. All this coming from Dr. Okaro this very afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Corner Chat with Babalogy. Don't go without clicking the subscribe button and hitting the notification bell. It's been an amazing time with Dr. Okaro this very evening. Man, I'm glad. Okay.
Don't forget, if you to come to UK, you can also contact me. Presently, I'm in the UK, so I'm no longer in China, but I have communication in China.
Okay. Oh, really? Okay. Okay. If you want to go to the UK without falling into the wrong hands, reach out to Corner Chat with Babalogy. I'll single-handedly link you up with Dr. Okaro, and he's going to help you with your journey down to the UK. But everything boils down to Naira and Kobo. I
Yes, I
said,
forget.
wow.
I'm currently doing my masters in the UK, management with digital marketing. So I'll keep schooling.
Another master.
Uh,
This man. All right. Dr. Akaro, thank you for coming on our show.
all right, bro.
And we hope to have you on the show some other time. That'll be in 2023 though.
By the grace of God.
All right. No, thank you so much. We're very grateful. And if you have other rooms of scholarship in the UK, please reach out to me. We'll make a
Yeah,
show. Let's help
yeah.
people as much as we
I'll
can.
say I'll send you a link. I think that scholarship is
Okay?
in I think is in Turkey. I got that opportunity, but already I've been here. So is it Turkey or
Okay.
Russia? I got it,
Okay.
but I'll send it to you. I'll check
All
my
right.
email.
Please
Yeah.
do. So I'll share with the fans.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much, Okaro.
All right, bro.
Enjoy enjoy your evening, man.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
All right. All right.
Bye.